wanted the Dragon Ball What Ifs, so that's what we gonna react to, man. We gonna pick a Dragon Ball What If. We gonna look at these titles, and we gonna see which one's funny, and then at that point we gonna move on from there, bro. Goten being born early. All right, look, man. People are interested in what if Goten was essentially born around the same time as Gohan, not replacing him, just born around the same time. In short, what if that was literally twin for real? Let's find out. Shout out to the salad saying, if I cook your shit, I apologize, but hey, man. Hey, man, we supposed to have fun, bro. At the end of the day, I'm a joker, bro.
Our story begins after the 23rd World Tournament. There's only one change we're going to be making right now, and this is going to affect everything going forward.
Talk to me.
Instead of Goku and Chi-Chi just having one kid, they end up with twins. Fraternal twins, too, so they
okay,
look
that's
exactly
pretty
alike.
straightforward.
One actually looks more like Goku, if anything. It was completely unexpected, but of course they're happy about this.
Straightforward, easy.
Although there is one more thing to note, we'll say that Goten was born with a tail. Given the point of the story that he was born in, it's still something that Saiyan kids would be born with. So he and Gohan both have tails.
Okay,
and immediately after,
fine.
not much really happens. Just like in the normal story,
Not triggered
Goku
by
and
it.
Chi-Chi are off on their own, with more time spent raising their kids because now they have double the kids.
First things first, predictions. Goten is Gohan top one. Start there. I think that's in his blood trait that he's just a hop on kid. I feel like raised in war, he would just be Gohan Jr., you know? Instead of Trunks Jr., his personality would be Gohan Jr. Because, hey, ultimately, what is his personality from what we've seen? Trunks Jr. So, hey, man, I'm not going to give him a personality. I'm just going to say he just... You know what I'm saying? Hop on something else. Second, Gohan Rage Boost would either get nerfed or buffed.
Goku has noticed some strange things about them. He's never seen them fight yet, but there's just been times where they've done things that are weird. Like at some points, it seems like they move from one spot to another instantly. Or during times that they've cried, Goku felt almost what seemed like a power increase. He kind of brushed it off, though. Nothing.
Kind of brushed it off. This nigga would lose his mind. And he's like, oh my God. Oh yes, finally, I have more strong guys in my house. You know, Goku loses. Oh my bad, I didn't do it right. Hey, it's me, Goku. You ain't brushed that shit off.
Really too concerning. Goku arrives at Kame's house, and much to everyone's surprise, he's there with two kids, one in each arm. Even one kid would have been a surprise, but this is even weirder. With Bulma and Roshi even noting that Goten looks exactly like Goku did as a kid.
Type shit.
Which also kind of terrifies them because they see he has a tail too. And
Type shit.
Gohan does as well. Remembering that Goku also turned into a giant monkey as a kid.
Ain't no
They ask
moon,
Goku
no
about
chill.
it. It seems like, well, they've never transformed, and Goku doesn't know anything about it either, so maybe it's good to keep it that way. The reunion starts nice at first, but then an unexpected visitor arrives.
So this is where change number one could come through. Either A, Goten is about to cuck the out of Raditz. Or option two, this nigga about to take both kids. He about to take both kids. And if he takes both kids, my final prediction, Goku ain't gonna die.
So Kakarot's had kids too. Interesting. Two hybrid Saiyans. And not just that, it seems like they're twins. From what Raditz remembers, twins are incredibly rare amongst Saiyans. Although he doesn't pay much mind to it at this point. He congratulates Kakarot on his two kids though. He's glad to meet his two nephews. But Raditz is going to take them for the time being.
Oh, okay.
Maybe he can get all three of the Saiyans to join them. But for now, they're just going to be a bargaining chip, just to get Kakarot to come along. As Raditz grabs onto both of them, flying off with his two
So
nephews.
he takes both. Okay, fair.
Normal, Piccolo does show up on the island too, and he and Goku team up to go find Raditz. The fight between Raditz, Piccolo, and Goku ensues.
Okay, so like here's my thing. The reason why I'm then gonna bank that like he wouldn't die, and this might just GG the whole verse if Goku don't die. Goku better fucking die. Because if Goku don't die, he don't learn the Kaioken. He don't learn the Spirit Bomb. He doesn't learn how to train in 10 times gravity. These are three major concepts that are just gone. So off rip, you're gonna have to convince me that even if they find out about Vegeta and Nappa, that in 3 years this nigga would somehow get strong enough. What you gonna have him do? Just be like, oh, the time chamber. I mean, there was a reason why he looked it off for so long. Maybe that's what you're gonna have to do. Because if you don't do that, this nigga's gonna fucking die. And even in the time chamber, I ain't gonna lie, Kaioken kind of crazy. I don't know if this nigga getting that in the I don't know if he's multiplying his power by 3 and 4 times in the time chamber at this point in his career. I don't know.
Not much about the fight itself is going to change. There's a shot that he's slightly weaker than normal because he's busier raising two kids, but not much else changes with this fight at first. Although a few minutes into the battle, there is one big change. Right at the point where Raditz convinces Goku to let go of his tail, he's about to counterattack Goku, but right before his attack hits Goku, something on a scouter catches his attention.
Oh shit.
The scouter picks up two huge powers nearby. It's those two kids.
Oh shit.
In a fit of rage, they both launch at Raditz simultaneously.
Wait, Goten has rage boost?
Goten flies around Raditz, headbutting him from the back as Gohan attacks from the front. Raditz is left barely in.
Wait a minute, Your Honor. If this nigga Goten has rage boost, oh, we might have a new fucking problem. In short, here comes a new challenger.
All the wind is knocked out of him, and he took some significant damage from that too. He then swings both his arms out to the side, knocking both Gohan and Goten away.
Yeah, he still
but
would
this gives
cut
Goku
them.
an opportunity. He's still okay because he never got hit by Raditz that first time. He runs up to him, grabbing onto his tail, holding Raditz still as Piccolo charges another attack.
Oh no.
Raditz knows what's coming. At the very last second, mustering up what little strength he has left, all while his tail is being held by Goku, he then tries to launch a blast point blank at Goku's face. Piccolo launches his own beam, and this attack disorients Goku for a bit too, using all his strength to hold onto Raditz's tail. But Raditz is also able to grab onto Goku, trying to swing them both around, and the attack
They still both die?
with Raditz barely being able to move Goku in front of him. It's a direct hit on Goku, and Raditz is about to laugh, but the attack goes right through his brother, then piercing through Raditz's side. A combination of the damage he received from Gohan and Goten, as well as the attack hitting him and then the blood loss following it, Raditz immediately collapses to the ground, unconscious, with Goku also near death from this attack. Piccolo's the last one standing. He walks up to them to finish Raditz off, but Raditz briefly wakes up, telling them this was a big mistake. The Saiyans are going to kill them next.
Okay.
Now they can't get any info out of him. Piccolo nearly launches the blast, but Goku tells him to wait. They need to learn more about the Saiyans. If Raditz actually does have some more info about them, that could be useful. He tells Piccolo it's up to him, as well as Gohan and Goten. Goku draws his last breath, then dying.
Okay, best. So we're fine. He killed Goku. That's all that needs to happen now. Goten and Gohan training with Piccolo could be really funny. But so far, I'm not gonna lie. As crazy as this sounds like this nigga Goten just here for support. No, we only 5 minutes in. I know there's multiple layers. This is a 3-hour video in its entirety. But all I'm saying is so far, the same shit happens. It's just double trouble. Zach and Cody for real. Ed and Eddie for real. It's the same nigga.
With Raditz barely clinging on to life, reluctantly Piccolo stops charging the blast. Goku's right. They do need some more info, and then he'll dispose of the Saiyan. But this could help them prepare. But Raditz is unconscious, and it seems like he won't be waking up anytime soon.
Thing 1 and 2
And out in
type
space, Vegeta
shit.
and Nappa have seen this whole
Thing 1 and thing
Forget
2.
the power that those two kids showed off. What kind of power do these two kids hold? And it looks like Raditz might have died too, with Vegeta just laughing this off. He deserved it if he was killed by those weaklings.
Oh,
They're
wow.
better off without him anyways. And they
Oh,
also
wow,
hear about
that's
the
not
Dragon
nice.
Balls too. Because not too long after, the others arrive and Piccolo talks to them about the Dragon Balls.
Okay.
Saying they'll bring Goku back. Piccolo tells the others he's going to take the two kids, and he's going to train them up to be stronger. And Krillin notes that it seems like Raditz is still alive, and Piccolo knows that. He'll take Raditz along with him too. It won't be too hard to kill him anyway. Piccolo just needs to keep him alive a little bit longer to get some info out of him. Throw the twins in the wilderness, then dragging Raditz away. He grants him a little bit of ki, trying to wake him back up, just to learn more about these Saiyans. Gohan and Goten wake up in the wilderness with no idea of where they are. And Piccolo hears them crying, which kind of annoys him.
So when do
Raditz
we
still
see
has the whole
Goten's
time.
personality
So he goes
here?
over to Gohan and Goten and tells them what's going on. He asks if they remember that power that they used against Raditz, because he's going to unlock that again. With
Okay.
his training, they'll be the strongest warriors ever. Quickly grabbing onto Gohan, throwing him into a mountain. He then has a huge burst of anger, launching a blast that completely flattens the mountain. But at the same time, Goten gets mad, launching at Piccolo and attacking him. Piccolo's
shit.
barely able to dodge. But just the power of Goten launching at him alone knocks his arm completely off.
I know Raditz is stronger. It's a thing like, well, if he could headbutt Raditz and it really hurts, then I guess he could, like, decapitate Piccolo. But that nigga punched this nigga in the arm so hard it popped off. You think he Nappa? This is a push of hell.
He looks behind him and sees Goten lying on the ground, looking over at Gohan who is in the middle of a flattened area. And Goten then calms down too, realizing that everything's okay. Both of them have the same power, much to Piccolo's surprise. Piccolo tells him what he plans to get out of this training, as he flies back off to Raditz, leaving them alone in the wilderness. But once he gets back to where Raditz was, he's not there. Although he couldn't have made it far. Piccolo may have woken up and cauterized his wounds, but Raditz is still very weak right now. And if he doesn't get any medical attention soon, he's just gonna die regardless. A blast then comes at Piccolo from behind. He quickly turns around, opening his mouth and launching his own blast back at it. The blast barely had any power in it, and he knows it's from Raditz. He sees Raditz weakly standing there, collapsing to the ground, barely able to hold himself upright. He honestly didn't think Raditz would wake up that soon. But he's got some questions for Raditz.
Oh, no.
Raditz then holds a hand over his scouter, covering the microphone. He tells Piccolo, destroy this thing on his face, and then he'll give him the info he wants. But destroy it with a blast, and make it look like he's attacking Raditz. He then uncovers the microphone.
So Raditz is a good guy now. Oh, okay.
Piccolo ends up doing it. It's not like this will have any downside for him. On the other end of the scouter,
With his
Vegeta and
face
Nappa
changed
see
like
that
that.
Raditz will-
Nigga just got
Nappa
turned
killed
on.
for real. What an idiot. He got a second chance and died anyways. But Piccolo asks why he did that, and he wants to get more info out of Raditz too. Raditz is clearly very angry, and he's going to choose his next words wisely. He tells Piccolo he'll give him all the info he needs. He knows Piccolo probably plans to kill him right after anyways, but then says how he wants this to go down. He'll give Piccolo the information, then Piccolo will heal him. That's funny. Why would he do that? First of all, Raditz knows that his life is valuable right now because of the info he has, but also, he's turning on the Saiyans. Obviously, Piccolo doesn't believe this right away, especially because he tried to trick Goku before too.
I'm about to say, I ain't gonna lie, Piccolo, you a damn trusty guy if you let this alive again. Goku's dead. There's nobody to help you this time. And you're not a Saiyan, buddy. There's no Zenkai for your dumb ass. You heal this nigga. It's over with.
He faked his own death. The Saiyans think he's actually dead now. And while he was unconscious most of the time, he heard the things Vegeta and Nappa were saying over the scouter. It sounded like they were better off without Raditz, and they wanted to get rid of him anyway. They don't even want to help him. They don't care about him.
So this is a face turn. Okay. All right, so what if Raditz turned good? That's probably a better title.
Space pod and leave this planet. Also telling Piccolo that he'll leave them alone for the time being. He'll even help against the Saiyans. 2 kids. Apparently their power level shot up really high. Raditz says they nearly killed him, especially with that combined attack. Their combined power together would have been more than enough to kill Raditz easily, if they knew how to wield it. And that's exactly why Piccolo's going to focus even more on training them. And he says that he's going to keep Raditz alive too. If he acts out of line, he won't be too hard to defeat. Piccolo's letting him heal up naturally, which is going to take a while, meaning he's vulnerable. And by the time he's even able to fight back again, Piccolo would have probably surpassed him. Although little does Piccolo know, Raditz is going to get a Zenkai once he's fully healed.
Thank you.
Piccolo doesn't see Raditz as a threat anymore. Over the next few months, he keeps training the 2 other kids. Being hands-off at first, but they're able to succeed really well in the wilderness. In the original story, it's obviously just Gohan alone out there. But with both of them together, they're able to thrive. There is an issue at one point.
Yeah, they wouldn't be as sad.
Thankfully, Piccolo's able to blow up the moon before that becomes an issue. Raditz doesn't even notice this at first because this is right after that fight. But he takes notice eventually because he heard that this planet did have a moon and he never sees it at night. He wonders what happened but doesn't question it. Although he wonders what those kids are up to. By now, Piccolo's training with Gohan and Goten is a lot more hands-on. They're growing quickly because they're out there in the wilderness together, training with each other, and now training together with Piccolo. Even though it was scary being out in the wilderness, they had each other to survive. So
far, again, sounds harsh. They're the same. It's just prepare for trouble and make it double.
Now we're about 9 months into training, and this is where Raditz finally seeks out Piccolo. Piccolo hears a vehicle approaching, has a motorcycle, then pulls up to where he is.
A motorcycle?
He man on it at first, but once he steps off, Piccolo can immediately tell by his face, his hair, and the scar on his torso. It's Raditz, and it can...
This nigga kind of cold though. I ain't gonna lie. He got the little gap from the special beam cannon. Got the little. I don't even know what brands are. Shit. Hey, I'm really not a fashion guy, but he's a TSO Sage. He's a TSO Sage subscriber. I know that for a fact. And you could be as well. All you have to do, you don't even have to buy a do-rag or a time skip. All you have to do is push the subscribe button.
Piccolo didn't think that Raditz would be able to find them out here, and he didn't really want Raditz finding them. But Raditz has that little thing they could do where they could sense powers. Yeah, he could do that now. He even opens a jacket showing the giant scar that he got. Healing from this really gave him a nice boost in power too.
Yes. This think he cool. Alright, bruh. He ain't out cooling me.
Bars and driving motorcycles. Yep. Biker Raditz is back in the scenario. Now with their uncle training them, Gohan and Goten have a much different experience. In all honesty, Raditz isn't really the best at what he does. But he's a great person to be there because first of all, he has knowledge about the Saiyans that they wouldn't know, which could really help them in their training, and there's also the fact that he's a pretty good source for rage boosts. Finally, a year passes. The group all meets up, ready to encounter the Saiyans. Vegeta and Nappa arrive on the battlefield. As Nappa gets a closer look, he sees that it's Raditz. He's alive? They thought he died. They wonder why he's just watching nearby too. Vegeta laughs at it, thinking that Raditz is just waiting for them to save him, and he's not going to get involved in this battle because he already knew he screwed up once. Out of curiosity, Nappa pulls out his scouter and sees that Raditz is at the same power level that they usually know. Actually a little bit higher by only a couple hundred points. Even after those injuries, he didn't come back stronger like a Saiyan should. How pathetic. Really don't need
blood tiding his power level.
The rest of the group, they see that their powers are pretty low too, but they don't realize that everyone's powers are suppressed right now. The Cybermen are deployed at first, and no one actually dies this time. Since 2 of them go for Gohan and Goten, and they're able to fight back perfectly.
Oh yeah, that's actually a W. Yeah, that's actually a good point. Nobody would die. Unless Yamcha goes first and get off guarded again, which to be honest, actually I'm gonna take it back. Yamcha probably should still die. But everybody else, no shot in hell. Because Yamcha would ask that Yamcha would be like, Yamcha, let me at him. And then he'd blow up, and then everybody else would cook the Cybermen. So yeah, Yamcha should still die. I don't know, but what am I gonna change an opinion because Yamcha lives this time? Someone else is gonna kill him.
Cybermen. So thankfully for Yamcha, he makes it out okay.
For now.
Nappa's up next, and he's ready to fight Piccolo. Raditz is interested to see how this will go, and this fight actually is really close. Nappa's already taken a bit of damage from Piccolo, and then he receives a sneak attack from someone else. Raditz joins the fight, saying he'll take pleasure in killing Nappa himself.
Oh,
with his newfound power, it should be more than enough.
Sneaking Nation Nappa?
As well as Kakarot and that Namekian. Without fighting them, he wouldn't have
Nappa. I ain't gonna lie, Raditz low-key a hoe in this verse. Raditz done snitched. Now he's sneaking niggas, and he's about to start jumping niggas. He was JJK. Yeah. Nappa like, all right, so who fights first? First?
Piccolo even recommends that they fight together and they can make this really easy, but Raditz says he'll do this alone. So that leaves Vegeta to himself.
Oh, okay,
He
never
would
mind.
just step in and kill Raditz right now, but actually, he's curious. How strong did Raditz grow? And will Nappa be enough to beat him? If not, then in his eyes, Nappa's probably just as pathetic as Raditz. Gohan and Goten aren't deterred. They look at each other and just nod. Of course, they are incredibly nervous, but they've already made it through a lot together and they know they're going to face more in the future. And Piccolo tells the twins, they just need to hold out for a little bit. Goku's going to be here soon.
Oh, you got these on the front line? Oh my god.
The group collectively is holding their own pretty well against Vegeta, and Raditz is about to defeat Nappa too. Once he joins in, they should be able to hold off Vegeta for even longer. And then when Goku arrives, they're safe. They're
Type shit.
No matter how strong this Vegeta guy is, they'll win. And the two try tapping into that same anger that they felt
Monkey
before.
time?
And remember, the two of them do have different personalities. They both do have access to Rage Boost, but they may
Do they? Do they really have different personalities? I mean, he basically Gohan Jr. This is Gohan and Goheezy.
and at a brief moment in battle, they are able to unlock that rage.
Uh-oh.
The two each land a simultaneous attack,
No.
dealing a significant amount of damage to Vegeta. And
No
they
way.
keep trying to hold on to that anger. It is fleeting, but they're able to use it to deal some more damage. And
No
this
way.
is also a perfect distraction for Nappa, who notices it during his fight. Or rather, it's a perfect distraction for Raditz. Nappa's the one distracted by it, and Raditz is the one who exploits that distraction,
What?
using it to land the killing blow on Nappa, taking pride in the fact that he surpassed one of them, and he's about to surpass the other. And Vegeta's completely infuriated. He's being beaten by kids. That fool Nappa just lost to Raditz, the same person who betrayed him. Anger doesn't even begin to describe what Vegeta's feeling right now.
Don't have them kill Vegeta. Vegeta tanked a spirit bomb, a ×4 Kaioken, went to the Great Ape form, got his tail cut off, still whooped more ass, got a Great Ape, landed on him, and crawled away. No.
And to make things worse, Raditz then knows that he senses a power nearby. He doesn't know who it is, because he only learned to sense power very recently, but he has a good guess of who it should be. And the rest of them instantly recognize it, with Raditz yelling out that Kakarot's returned. And Vegeta kind of panics hearing this, thinking that he might lose here. Quickly, he swipes his arm in front of him, trying to create an attack that distracts them all. But
Oh,
before he
God.
can launch it, someone grabs onto his arm. There's a bright flash of red light in front of him. And he hears someone yell, Kaioken. Within an instant, Goku appears in front of him.
All right, so he did. Vegeta just turns Great Ape, and then the other two kids turn Great Ape. This is Loki a stomp. I'm concerned on how someone's going to get a Zenkai boost here, because Frieza's going to murder these at this point, because they're not going to get Zenkais from this. No way.
He really did a great job.
Unless
He's also
Vegeta
surprised
goes
to see
Great
Raditz
Ape and
there,
really
looking a
beats
lot
the
different from
dog
before.
shit
He knew
out of
that Raditz
everybody.
was- and this
Which, to be fair, he should be able to do, but he's written these motherfuckers in the perfect way of once Gohan and Goten grow them tails, I know it's one person that can control the Great Ape form versus the two that can't, but you then have Goku's just running around, probably charging up a spirit bomb. You got Raditz here, you got Piccolo here. He getting cooked.
As Raditz floats over, Goku reminds him that he is still mad for what he did, but he's glad that Raditz is trying to make it up to him. Raditz chuckles though. This isn't for his brother or for his nephews. He just wants to kill those Saiyans. But he does congratulate Kakarot on nearly killing him, wondering how strong his brother is now. Maybe the two of them need a rematch. Goku smirks. He's up for that. He's really interested to see what those two hybrid Saiyans are capable of.
So
They
they're
are his
just
flesh.
sitting here trolling? Unless I'm stupid. Are they just like, you know what? Gohan and Goten got it. This is a mega uber duber push. Are they just gonna just sit there and let these ball up against Vegeta? That's a bold move.
And Vegeta asks them if the family reunion's done yet, with Goku saying he's about ready for the fight, telling Gohan and Goten that they did a good job fighting as well. Glad that they've grown this strong. Now they could all fight together. He didn't realize that they could learn that quickly either.
Oh,
Piccolo
yeah, it's
and Raditz
over.
strangely were great influences on them,
Yo, let's jump these niggas.
with Raditz watching proudly on the sidelines, taunting Vegeta along the way. But he does remind Piccolo about one
It's
thing.
just on the
Vegeta's probably
sideline
getting
talking
desperate.
shit.
So Vegeta realizes he's about to lose and tries to make a fake moon. But they obviously know about this because Raditz told them about the fake moon before, and
Oh.
he just brought up the tail to Piccolo too. But right as Vegeta's about to launch this, Raditz then grabs onto Vegeta's tail, with Piccolo then quickly jumping in, slicing it clean off. In a fit of rage, Vegeta quickly swings around trying to attack them,
This nigga Vegeta is trash. You know how pissed I'd be if I'm watching this shit to see niggas go through a training arc, a time skip, and all that shit just for the main villain to get his ass beat. Oh my God, he's so irrelevant now. No deaths. By the way, there's no reason to go dynamic.
then feels two powerful kicks in his back as Gohan and Goten launch it.
Oh
with
my
Goku
God.
then dropping from above, slamming Vegeta into the ground. Vegeta then launches high up in the air, trying to charge a Gallic gun. This is his last resort. He'll blow up this planet and kill everyone on it. He launches the beam downwards, with Goku quickly countering with his own Kamehameha.
Oh
As
no,
Gohan and Goten join in alongside.
not the family
Goku powers up
Kamehameha
the
this
Kaioken
early.
and tells Gohan and Goten. They're
Oh,
about to
no.
win, and they just need a little bit more power. The two try their best and summon a little bit of extra strength, overpowering Vegeta's beam, defeating him as he falls down to the surface. And Goku then realizes, weren't there supposed to be two Saiyans that were arriving here? Why is Vegeta the only one?
Yeah, the other
No one
nigga
else says
died.
anything, but Raditz just laughs. telling his younger brother to not worry about it. Raditz also made sure there were no remains of Nappa either, completely decimating his corpse too just as one last FU. And now, he's gonna do the same to Vegeta, even taunting him while he's about to do it. Pathetic, isn't it? Maybe Vegeta wants to die too. Especially after being embarrassed like that, Raditz might be doing him a favor. But Goku stops Raditz. They should let him go. And if anything, he knows that Raditz just wants to shatter his pride. Besides, Goku wanted to let him go for the same exact reasons as normal.
This would be the most anticlimactic first saga ever. Vegeta's ass. Raditz is simply a much more interesting character at this point in time. Vegeta sucks. So far, I'm very interested. Comment below if you guys want me to continue this series. This goes to 700 likes. I'll continue the next part of this specific What If. Shout out to Solid Saiyan for the content, man. I know we told a lot of jokes here and there, but I mean, obviously we watched 30 minutes of your shit and it's been an hour in real life, nigga. You cool. Like, chill, man. Take care, stay blessed. None of you anime is sensitive, though, so he probably ain't even think of that. And I'm gonna with y'all next time, man.